Hey everybody, CozyAzeroth here. Had a little time to kill this evening, so I thought I'd do some retro computing and retro streaming. I'm using the classic 99 emulator, and I'm going to play some TI Invaders, a Space Invaders clone, which I fondly remember playing. Okay, so we have two options, merely aggressive or downright nasty. Let's get a screenshot of that here. Let's see, how about, let's start with merely aggressive. I remember really enjoying this version of Space Invaders, TI Invaders. It's a nice way to advertise the system as well, you know. It's not just Space Invaders, it's TI Invaders. I always kind of forget that the right thing to do is to clear off the edges. Turn the volume down for me just a hair. There we go. They do start getting more aggressive. Boom, got the little alien spaceship there. It's funny, you can even hear like glitches in the sound effects, but back in the day, no one cared. Like, I can imagine the programmers trying to get it perfect and just being frustrated by the limitations of the system. But they didn't worry about it too much. Oof. This gets, I think, more difficult than... There we go. More difficult than Space Invaders as the round comes to an end. Gotta clear off some of these ones in the bottom row here. Ooh! Game over. Okay. Let's try that again. Merely aggressive. I'm not using a joystick, I'm using my keyboard, which is strange because it's just a different kind of muscle memory. Although, you know, like I said, I remember this being quite a bit more difficult than regular Space Invaders. So I had an Atari 2600 as well growing up. So this is the right way to clear these out. Never let them get to the end. Start raining bullets faster as well. Ah! Wasn't able to get that one. Alright, here we go. Boom. Nope. Boom. Gotcha. Boom. Game over. Let's try downright nasty. But you can shoot the bullets. That's one nice thing I like about this this version as well. Oh! I remember being really bad at this, and I still am. No progress in 40 years whatsoever. Oh! That was cool. That was close. Like, really close. Okay, let's go. Got it. Oh, man. 3 lives feels like not enough in this game. High score, 861, yeah. Alright, let's go back to merely aggressive. Come over here and we're gonna blast away. I like the color scheme of the TI too. What's hard is it's hard to, maybe it's because I'm sitting too close, it's actually kind of hard to aim and dodge bullets at the same time. I'm looking to see where I'm firing the bullet, but I'm not always out of my peripheral vision seeing a bullet come down, so kind of hard to stay alive, as the Bee Gees once sang. Here come the aliens. Oh! See, just like that. That's partly what I meant. I was trying to aim and wasn't paying attention to where the bullets were falling. Ah! Ah! That was torture. Alright, let's do that again. I think that was my frustration with some of these old arcade games. They're not, to me anyway, as replayable as like the adventure style games. Like the adventure cartridge on the 2600, for example. But I want to spend a little time documenting some of these old games. I know you can find other YouTube videos of some of these games, but these are the games that made me. Things that still define how I think of gaming, you know? Or at least influence my aesthetics in the gaming world. So I can get that spaceship this time. Got it. Ah! Saw that happening too. It's like a train wreck I couldn't avoid. Gotcha. Ah, how did I miss that? I was trying to take a screenshot, that's why I missed it. Oop, there's the game. Game over. Oh, so hit the yellow saucer in the middle for maximum points. Okay, I didn't read that. 3,000 points, you get an extra missile base. Repaired every 10,000 points. Okay. you know, these early games are so simple. They just only have two options, and that's as replayable as the game gets. I think I never had patience for trying to maximize a high score. You'd think I would. I'm such a perfectionist in so many ways, but this kind of perfectionism was not suited for me. But I played the heck out of like Super Mario Brothers, not to maximize the score, but to see all the levels and beat the levels. This I just find repetitive at a certain point. Oh yeah, there we go. Right in the middle of the saucer. So aliens down here getting a little too close to my bases. You know, it's funny, I actually did another video on TI Invaders some time ago, but I didn't realize until after I had published it that I had no sound. I had the wrong audio input set up. Oh, game over. And so that video was next to useless. So I made it private. I never I published it, but you know, never put it out there for public consumption like this one will be. But what I like about these games, they're kind of like, you know, modern phone games, cozy games. You can just kind of casually do them, and you know, the stakes are low. You know, it's not like getting involved in a raid in World of Warcraft. You know, you're locked in for a while. This you can just kind of do on your own terms. So the key here is to like stay just a little bit ahead so you can keep shooting. Not that I'm good at not dying. Okay, here we go. So let's stick on top of the leading column here. Boom, gotcha. That was close. Almost bought the farm there. I'm apparently never going to surpass my own high score. So if you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, please put in the comments which game you like better if you're familiar with both. The regular Space Invaders, like do you like the arcade version, the Atari 2600 version, or if you have played TI Invaders, do you like this version for some reason or another? I like this one personally, but it's harder. I'm way better at the 2600 version. I'll have to put my streaming where my mouth is here and do some Atari 2600 Space Invaders. We actually have an Atari setup now, actually. We got a CRT TV. We've got an Atari 2600. We actually have a TI as well. Nintendo is on its way. And we just need to get a video capture device that works. I had a Elgato video capture device, and I got it capturing the video okay, but I could not get the audio to work, so I just need to find a different video capture device that'll work on the, hopefully something that'll work with an RF connection, not just composite video. Ooh, ooh, that was rough. That was cornered. Alright, so, gotcha. At least I'm going to beat my high score, probably. Yeah, beat the high score. Meager though it may be. Hey, my love.
Hi, my love. Just gonna change into comfier shorts.
Oh, you're on camera.
Oh, I know. I knew. No, I already knew. I love you.
I love you. I'm just doing some TI Invaders.
Oh, fine. Well, it was fun hanging out with Amanda for a minute, and she went
What's
to
that?
bed. It's fun hanging out with Amanda.
Oh, she already went to bed?
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to?
I'll watch one of my half-hour shows, and
Okay.
then we can play. Wow.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll do this for a little while longer.
Yeah. I love you.
I love you. Doing much better at clearing the field this time. Ah, keep missing that bottom one though. Ah, yeah. I'm not good at that. I keep waiting too late to fire. Boom, there we go. Can't hit it twice, no. Guess not. So I sort of think staying in one spot and just kind of clearing them where you're at rather than wasting time chasing them around might be the way to go. And Space Invaders strategy is not really my strong suit, but to each their own. So let's come over here. I guess I beat my high score again, so that's good. I must be getting better. I feel like I'm one of those learning artificial intelligence, neural network learning models, experimenting my way through this game, learning how to master it. Just what do we do, right? I mean, that's why those computer models are so effective. Because that's exactly how we learn. We try different things and see what works and what doesn't. I'd like to say I hit that spaceship intentionally, but it was kind of an accident. Ah! high score. 1479. I'm working on our retro game, Frieza's Fury. I wonder if it needs points. We haven't done points. We have a health meter, and I'm not sure we need points. Okay. Oop. That didn't take long, did it? 50 points in, I'm already dead. Game over. I have a lot of luck when I kind of stick to one side and just clear them out. Even though they get away from me for a minute, when they turn back around, I can really clobber them. Ah. It's getting difficult. Boom. Now, I vaguely remember being able to hit that little red spaceship more than once, but not sure exactly. Ah. So I can beat my high score again here. Alright, high score beaten. Oh, there we go, though. Game over. I like their little victory dance at the end. Ah. Ah, see, I think you can hit it more than once. Just not good at it anymore. Too many years. And I really have to thank TI, Texas Instruments, and to the same extent my dad for sparking my lifelong interest in computers. Although I've done other things like teaching philosophy, my computer experience has served me well professionally and personally. So thanks to the folks at Texas Instruments back in the day, and maybe to this very day. And it's been a fun ride. I think I like the green aliens the best, but the little purple ones that raise their arms up and down are kind of funny too. Game over. Let's try another round of downright nasty. Yeah, the bullets are a little more aggressive. More dodging. Ah. I like the little animation of the ship coming out of the bunker. Out of the reserve, I guess. It's fun. Yeah, that's quite a bit more difficult. Okay, let's go. Oh. That's embarrassing. That didn't take long. A little better. I'm getting there. I was probably better at this than I am back then than I am now. I sort of think the The alien should continue moving while you're getting your next ship in position. Or missile silo or whatever it is supposed to be. Going to be even more treacherous, devious. I wonder if TI Invaders was licensed, or if this is just an outright knockoff. To me, it strikes me this has got to be a non-licensed. Ours is different because it has, you know, blue ships and green, different colored aliens, and so obviously not the same game. I like the design of the bullets in this one. I like that they're a little jagged. It just adds a nice little bit of flair to the game that wouldn't exist otherwise. Gotcha. So what we're going to do, we're going to come over here and see if we can hit it twice now. Ah! Just can't quite get it. I think you bounce it back and forth, and then the number of points it's worth increases as you go. I think that's how it works. I haven't been able to demonstrate it yet because I suck at this game. Now, anyway. Although I think I probably suck about as much as I did when I was a kid. It's not like I've been practicing this game for 40 years. I love the little victory dance at the end. It's one of the things I love about this version. I guess it's randomized which direction they go. Sometimes they go right and sometimes they go left. And I love the timing is just such that you can't hit that last green alien. Ah. No bueno. Earth has been conquered. Or wherever this takes place. I assumed it was Earth, but... No bueno, exactly. You're with me on this. No bueno. My Space Invaders knockoff skills are not great. Yeah, see, I'm trying to concentrate too much on. I was saying earlier, this is really challenging because I'm trying to like aim, and you have to, out of my sort of lower peripheral vision, I have to see where the bullets are falling. And it's actually visually a lot to take in. I'm sitting pretty close to the screen though. When I was a kid, I used to play a little farther away, like more like this. Do you have any experience with the TI-99 4A Etheria? This is my favorite retro computer system from when I was a kid. So I'm going to try to slide a bullet in there and hit that spaceship, but no luck. So I'm playing this on an emulator, but I do have a TI. It's hooked up now to a CRT. I haven't given it a test spin yet, but it's supposed to be in good working condition. And I'm planning to get it set up so I can stream from the original hardware, but I need to get a video capture device. I have one, but I had trouble getting the audio working. I just could not get the audio working to save my life. And apparently other people who've tried that device have had similar problems. So I need to get a different video capture device so I can stream not on an emulator, but on the original hardware. Which would be pretty cool and incredibly nerdy. Uh-oh, there go my shields here. Oh no. There we go. Take that. And that. And that. Alright, so here, like I say, I think you can bounce this back and forth, so we're going to try it. Ah, cannot get the timing right. I had like 4 chances to do that. I cannot do it. And now the game's over. Look at my pathetic high score of 1,529 points. I've been playing for 37 minutes. I love the TI though. It's such a fun, smooth, colorful system. And it was so affordable. Everyone could afford a TI back in the day. Can you recommend an English book to learn vocabulary aside from dictionaries? Let me think about that. You mean like a novel, or what kind of book are you going for? I do fancy speaking correctly. I'm not 100% good at it, but better than some people in America. Yeah, if you'll tell me what kind of book you're going for, I can probably recommend something. Actually, you know, I have a good solution. For the first time, I'm reading Moby Dick by Herman Melville, and I didn't know what to expect. I never read it until now, and what I'm surprised at are 2 things. One is how modern of a novel it seems to be. It reads very much like a stream of consciousness contemporary novel. The vocabulary is impressive in that book. So if I were going to recommend something with no guidelines whatsoever, the language is a little antiquated, but only a little bit. And I think you'll find that it reads like a very contemporary novel otherwise. Very relatable in a great many ways, but an expansive vocabulary. So Moby Dick, that's my recommendation. Let's see if I can avoid getting my proverbial ass handed to me here again. Oh yeah, I got that spaceship too. Boom! Nope. Gotcha. I'll look at your comment in just a second. Ah, can I get that? Moby Dick is awesome. Pronounce English most of the time just fine, but sometimes I get lost with sounds, like I don't know when I should say it this way or that way, and I'll also lack deeper vocabulary. Yeah, unfortunately, English is not consistent. In fact, it's a downright inconsistent language. I can think of several examples of just outright inconsistencies in the phonetics of English. Which means you just have to learn as you go, right? You learn the words and then you realize, oh yeah, for this version of that combination of letters it's pronounced this way, and then the same combination of letters in a different word it's pronounced a different way, and that is very annoying. It's just because English is such a hodgepodge of a language. Latin and French and German and Greek and various other influences, and there are regional differences, of course. Those don't make a huge difference, but there are regional differences, and even within American English. I would say, sorry, it's hard to it's hard to shoot and talk at the same time. You know, like I was saying previously, I think we were talking about it previously. Taking Latin in college helped my English vocabulary and grammar to a great degree. But there's nothing you can do about inconsistent English pronunciation. It's just brute force practice and memorization of the different pronunciations and doing it enough until it becomes habitual. You know, for me, so much of my extra vocabulary is from you know, philosophical terms or scientific terms or technological terms. You know, my various interests have fed my vocabulary for sure over the years. Switching to English very soon. Sorry, I'm trying to read every word. I'm just skimming. Plan what I say, but live streams are hell this time. Yeah, that's okay. You know, I think. Don't be afraid to do a little, what do they call it, Spanglish, you know, Spanish and English combined. You know, if you're not sure how to say something, I'm sure someone you know will chime in with a correction. Or, you know, keep Google Translate open while you're streaming. I wish I knew enough of another language to be able to stream in that language. Like, I speak a little bit of German, but nowhere near enough to do a stream. I would embarrass myself like crazy if I tried to stream in German. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. Ah, that was rough. Nope. Right, let's try that again here. Yeah, I wish I had better news for you on English pronunciation. That's true. Yeah, the world does kind of operate on English these days. It used to be French was the universal language, but yeah, to some extent it is. But no, you got to know English. But on the other hand, I would say people cut foreign speakers of English a lot of slack. You know, no one expects you to be a master of English, even in the corporate world, I would say. Alright, let's try that again. Yeah, it must randomize which direction they go at the beginning. Or maybe it alternates. I haven't been paying that close of attention. Tend to skip those that aren't as fluent as they expect. It might depend on the environment, right? You know, if you have technological skills, that probably trumps your language skills. Earth has been conquered by these aliens. I love the little happy dance they do at the, at the end. My favorite part of this version of Space Invaders. Unfortunately, I think there's a rise in what I would call linguistic conservatism. Like, people just, there's a nationalistic tendency going on right now, and that is making people want other people to speak English, not Spanish, not other languages. And it's just the crazy conservative people over here that are doing that nonsense. You know, it's almost like the whole value of a cosmopolitan world has been forgotten, or is in the process of being forgotten. And I'm not a fan of that at all. I like the world. A world is much more interesting with different languages and different cultures and different everything. And contrary to the direction the United States has been going the last few years, it's sad to see, because I think the world misses out on a lot if we don't have different kinds of people with different abilities and cultures in it. So. Boom! There we go. Alright, let's come over here. Try to hit this spaceship. Nope, I'm gonna miss it altogether. I don't know why that one's so hard. It's like the timing is just... They do it at a different speed than everything else in the game, so your reflexes are coordinated for these aliens or the little yellow spaceship, and then that red spaceship on its own is really hard to hit. I'm actually just killing a little bit of time here too. Susan's watching a TV show. When she's done, we're gonna jump in World of Warcraft. You have C2 level. I don't know what C2 level is. Yeah, I think, you know, that's for the most part. I think most people, not most people, but a lot of people in the world have some experience with English, and I have enough experience with other languages where, you know, muddle our way through. Ah, okay, highest English level before native. You know, one thing that I don't know if I mentioned before, but I'm a ham radio operator as well, and I spent my lifetime talking into microphones and listening to people from all around the world. And generally on ham radio, most people speak English, even in other countries. Although there's a healthy amount of Spanish speakers as well that I hear on the ham radio. But on the whole, everyone around the world speaks English, so I got used to hearing people speaking English with accents, all different kinds of accents. But you know, I grew up talking to people around the world on the ham radio, and you know, this is even before the internet was really popular, and it was fascinating because it was like a little window into the world that I didn't have otherwise, because the internet wasn't really a thing yet when I got my ham radio license anyway. It's amazing how things have changed even in my little Not too short, but not too long lifetime. Ah! Yeah, it's actually counterintuitive. Yeah, this is a really hard game. You would think that clearing out the bottom row would be the best way to do it, but it's actually... Ah, there we go. Got it. Okay. You would think that clearing out all of the red ones first would help. Like, I'm going to try it right now, but you'll see the problem. The problem is that they start to speed up as they go, and it takes them some time to go from left to right. And if you don't clear out the bottom rows fast enough, they just keep coming faster and faster and faster. So I'm finding, even though it's been a long time since I played this game, since I was a little kid, I'm finding at a glance here that clearing them out vertically is actually a bit more efficient than clearing them out and then coming through and, you know, clearing off a little room when I can. Saw you were playing TI-99 games. Decided, thank you. Yeah. I love the TI. I had a TI when I was a kid, and I still have a working TI, although I'm playing this on an emulator. And it's my favorite retro computer system. I wish the selection of games were bigger. I've even been known to write some games on the TI. Even to this day, I'm kind of casually sorry, I'm trying to chat in. I'm casually working on a game that my dad, when I was a little kid, wrote me a computer game where this and TI Basic, regular TI Basic, where an asterisk would randomly go across the screen at different velocities and different angles, and you had to like shoot the asterisk, and he called it Shooting Star. And sadly, my dad passed away a couple years ago, but I did have a chance to pick his brain a little bit about how it worked, and I've been programming a version of that on my own. Although I've kind of dropped it a little bit because I'm working on another retro game in Pico 8 right now, but maybe I'll pick it back up. Because I wanted to recreate it, and sadly the cassette tape that it was stored on was lost, so I don't have the original. But I thought it would be fun to try to recreate it. But I love the TI. Yeah, if you want to give this game a try, Euphoria, the emulator that I'm using is called CozyAzeroth, and you can just download it, install it, and I think this is one of the games that comes packaged with it. That was an original TI game. So, but I was saying I have a TI and I've got a CRT TV, and I'm going to set it up so I can try to stream from the original hardware. I just need to get a oh goodness, I need to get a video capture device so I can stream from the TI and somehow hook it up into the streaming software and get it onto Twitch. But let's try downright nasty. So we have two difficulty levels, nearly aggressive and downright nasty. Let's go for nasty this time. We had 5 to 6 TI-99s in our small grade school library back in the 80s. Yeah, see, I didn't have the TI-99 in the classroom. We in my kindergarten classroom, we had a TRS-80, Radio Shack Tandy TRS-80. And then from first grade through 6th grade, we had Apple IIs the rest of the way. Oh yeah, let me type the name of that emulator. In fact, I'll put a link to the emulator. Let me just open up a browser window here. It's called CozyAzeroth, and here is the link to it. Okay, let's dive back in here. Okay, downright nasty. Here we go. So here, this is even more difficult. They just fire aggressively. So I never had a TI-99 in school, but because I had a TI-99 at home, and we actually also had an Epson QX10, which had CP/M as the operating system before DOS, and I was the only kindergarten student who knew how to program a computer in BASIC. So even the teachers didn't know what the heck to do with the computers in the classroom at that time period. So they gave me a lot of leeway to hang out in the back and dink around on the computer when I was in kindergarten and first grade, second grade. More than they'd probably give kids now. It was fun. Apple IIe or C in our classroom. But yeah, I don't remember which. I think we might have had Apple II Pluses when I was in the younger grades, and it's probably an Apple IIe, I think, when I got a little, as I got a little older, I think they were Apple IIes, if memory serves. So again, I don't know how fun it is to watch me play this game, but it's remarkably difficult. It's more difficult than Space Invaders on the Atari 2600, for sure. Without question. After chatting to quite a few Spanish streamers, I never thought I would end up talking to such a nice American streamer. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, I think I try to be conversational, although it's difficult to play this game in chit-chat, I have to admit. I welcome the challenge, though. I think a lot of streamers like the intensity of video games, and there are times that I do, for sure. But on the whole, I like mellow games, and I would put this in the mellow game category. Like, even though it's an intense game, it's a pretty casual, low-stakes game, right? There's nothing too intense about this. And the stakes are low, right? If you lose, you turn it off. I've probably already played this longer than I ever did at a time in any one sitting when I was a kid. I would get bored of this pretty quickly. Oh man, I gotta clear out some of these red ones. Game over, it doesn't matter. I think I'm going to go back to merely aggressive. But yeah, it's easy. All you have to do is download that. It's a zip file, I think, and you unzip it, and then just right inside there's the executable file to run the emulator. And in fact, maybe you can probably find a video of it on YouTube, but maybe I'll do a separate video where I walk through how to load up the cartridges in the emulator, because the emulator, you don't do it from inside the emulator. You have to use the menus of the emulator to load up the cartridges and whatnot. It's not too hard. There's a manual, you could figure it out. In fact, it shouldn't take you very long. Even reading a manual is good practice if you're trying to improve your English, right? Everything you read can only help. It's a little... We had a workbook for BASIC, and I remember programming a bouncing ball or a square that moves straight up and down. On my YouTube channel, if you're watching on Twitch, you should be able to go to my stream description, the About Me info. I've got a link to my YouTube channel on there. And you should be able to easily find some other TI videos that I've done. I've been running through the Beginner's Basic book that came packaged with the TI, and doing it chapter by chapter and doing all the examples and sample programs, things like that. And I'm going to be doing a lot more TI programming streams, partly because I enjoy it, and there's not as much out there on the TI as I would like, considering how popular the system was back in the day. All right, let's see if I can do better at... Nope, I just cannot get the timing right on that. Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, give it a try. And if you can't figure it out, let me know the next time you see me streaming, and I can give you a hand. I can show you what to do. But you can probably figure it out from the manual. I'm also working on programming a retro-style video game. You can see some examples of that on my YouTube channel too. A friend of mine is a big Dragon Ball Z fan, and I don't have a lot of experience with Dragon Ball Z, but he had an idea for a retro 8-bit style Dragon Ball Z themed kind of NES style fighting game, and I've been learning some game programming slowly over the years. And I told him, I can probably, I've been getting better at programming. I think I can probably give that a try. And so we've been working on it together, and it's like 90% done. It's really smooth and good. And I'm so proud of it, because it's a testament to how to put it, testament to my being an autodidact. being able to teach myself how to do it. And maybe it's not the best it could be if I really knew programming in earnest, but we're darn impressed with how smooth it is. It's come together really well. Yes, take care. Have a good evening. So do check that as well. We're programming that in Pico 8, which doesn't use BASIC. It uses a modern programming language. Lua, I think the language is called. But we're so proud of the way the game has come together. It easily is as complex as this, so more than this, actually. Actually, programming a Space Invaders clone would be a good programming exercise for anyone. I'm on my last spaceship here. Or missile silo or whatever it's supposed to be. Trying to not get killed here in the process. There we go. Gotcha. That frustrates me knowing that that's so hard to hit. Game over. As you can see, I'm not very good at this game. But what I love about this version is the happy dance at the end. Aliens look so pleased to have won. Yeah, so I'm trying to spend some time just documenting the games that I love, and even if there are other videos of them on YouTube, you know, I want to make my own versions of the videos playing these games and talk about the things I love about the games and how they affected me, and does it really matter? I don't know. It matters to me. So I'm doing it. The games that made me, so to speak, you know? I played the heck out of games like this, though, growing up. But, you know, in reality, a lot of these games aren't very replayable. You know, obviously they wanted to sell you more cartridges, so they want you to get bored after 20 minutes and want to change games. Go to the store and buy new games. Walked right into that bullet. Oh, come on. Just a little not good at timing the firing here. It's designed to be counterintuitive, of course, but there we go. That's what's supposed to happen here. A little better at it this time. Oh, it gets smaller. I forgot that. Trying to remember the name of the games we would play. Hunt the Wumpus, Jawbreaker were 2, I believe. What did I like playing on the TI? I liked playing my favorite game. It's a little hard to find. It was hard to find then. It was called Hen House. That was a TI cartridge. In fact, I did a video of it. You can find it on my YouTube channel. I remember playing the Donkey Kong clone. It's not a clone. It's just a port. It's a Donkey Kong game. I remember playing Ms. Pac-Man. A bunch of educational games. I played like Early Learning Fun and Beginning Grammar. There was one called Alligator Mix, which is like an adding or subtracting game. Stuff like that. Even I had a typing program called Touch Typing Tutor. It was a little program to teach you how to touch type, which I still don't do correctly, despite the efforts of the good folks at Texas Instruments. But there just aren't that many games for this system. There are some. There's more than I have played. I played video chess. That's how I learned to play chess. Really, I played video chess on the TI. I don't know why they didn't just call it chess, because it's supposed to sound high tech, I guess. Video chess. Not even like computer chess, video chess. I guess it was supposed to be similar to like video blackjack in Vegas, I don't know. Blackjack and poker was a cartridge I played a lot, mainly the blackjack version, because I didn't really understand poker back then, but I could understand blackjack or 21. There was a cartridge from Milton Bradley I like called Zero Zap. I really liked that one. Okay, now I'm getting a little better at this. Not perfect. There was another Milton Bradley cartridge. I think it was Hangman. I used to play that quite a bit. A little video version of Hangman, but that was fun. Video made it cool and they did exactly. Video chess. Video blackjack. Video poker. I think there was one called Video Slots or something. I did another stream on that one. I forget the exact name of it, but it was video slot machines or something like that. But I used to like dinking around in TI Basic. I would write my own little programs. In fact, I found elsewhere on my YouTube channel, if you go to my YouTube channel and search for a TI-99 4A, you can find some cassette tapes or emulated versions of programs on cassette tapes, that a couple of which my dad wrote, and I've got one that I wrote that I haven't made a video about yet, but it's I still had the cassette for it, and I was able to get the audio off the cassette. And some nice person on Facebook volunteered to try to recover the program from the cassette audio for me, digitally, which was awesome. And it turned out to be a little joke program that I wrote. Probably I had a joke book and I was programming in a joke program. Like, it would ask you the question, you'd have to type in the answer, you'd either get it right or wrong. So I have that. But I don't think I made a video of that one, but my dad had a recipes program he wrote for my mom, and I made a video about that. And he actually was an electrical technician for Ball Metal Corporation, the beverage can manufacturer, and he had written a program to train new electrical technicians, electrical formulas and whatnot, and he wrote that in TI Basic, and I had the tape of that, and I made a video about that, thankfully, for posterity. I don't think the school had the gambling games. Probably not. Maybe back. Who knows, right? Is that harm? People didn't worry about such things back then, did they? Yeah, I had to save the cassette. Yep, I had the cassette set up. I had the speech synthesizer, which I had used sometimes. I never really liked the speech synthesizer. Oh, Alpiner. That was probably one of my favorite games. I played the heck out of Alpiner. That was a very popular game on the TI. I remember that. Everyone had Alpiner. Climbing the mountains and whatnot. Falling objects. Mountain lions and things like that. It was a cool game. I did a stream of that as well. You can find that on my YouTube channel. So, you know, it's funny because I keep coming back to this system. It's not important in the grand scheme of things, but I still have fun with it. I still find it colorful and interesting. The aesthetics still totally resonate with me, just like they did when I was a kid. I'm just used to it. I spent more time on this than I did on anything else. Until Nintendo rolled around, of course, but in the early 80s. Yeah, I was pretty lucky that way. My dad gave me a good foundation in computers, and I didn't live with my dad. I lived with my mom. My parents divorced when I was like 5, and but yeah. In the years that I did live with my dad, we had computer. We were always doing something on the computer, or like computers or electric trains. My dad was a ham radio operator too, so he was instrumental in helping me get my ham radio license, as was my grandmother, interestingly enough. Oh yeah, I'm doing pretty well at this now. I wonder if you can make it disappear completely. Yeah, not gonna get it. Oh, there goes the game. try that again. Yeah, this game's just a little cruel. It's like they purposely took what was the things that were easy about the Atari 2600 version of this. They messed with just enough to make this hard for people that are used to playing the Atari version. I've got to do some Atari streams as well. I love the Atari. But we've been working on getting a retro gaming station set up. Got an Atari, got a TI, Nintendo's on the way, got some Nintendo games, and just need to get a video capture device that actually works as it's supposed to work. And I'll be doing some streaming live on old hardware, which would be really cool. In some sense, it's cool. I think it's cool. And all that experience served me well. I ended up studying philosophy, and what did I end up teaching a lot of, because I'm good at it? Logic, and certainly the programming experience when I was a kid helped me in my logic ability as I got older. All right, well, I'm getting a little better at hitting that spaceship. Oh. Hey, you done with your show there, my love?
I am done with my show.
Do you want to switch to World of Warcraft?
I would love to.
All right. Let me finish up this round. I'm not being very successful at this game. Oop. So let me follow you before I forget. Black Diamond Twitch. Boom. Follow. I'm going to... Oh, at the channel follow limit. Okay. Can't follow anymore. Interesting. I will follow you soon. We're going to switch over to World of Warcraft here in a minute, but because what I've been doing is playing these games kind of one at a time and uploading the videos to YouTube, I'm actually going to end the stream in a minute and then change over to World of Warcraft and start the stream back up. So if you want to watch us play World of Warcraft, you're welcome to join us. If you want to keep an eye out for when I'm doing retro streams or TI streams, that's cool too. Or if I'm boring as hell, don't come back. Whatever.
You're never boring.
That's probably true. That's one thing I never am, is boring. That's probably true. I would hope not. Can't imagine a worse insult. Boring. Well, thanks for the TI conversation. Like I said, I'm gonna try to run through all my favorite TI games and at least do one playthrough of all the games that I love, and more time on some of the games I really, really like, and also some retro programming as well. So, in the meantime, thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned. We're going to be back in just a few minutes. 4 or 5, 6, 7, 10 minutes, somewhere in there, for World of Warcraft. And do check back. Nice talking with you about the TI-99 as well. It's a topic I could talk about endlessly, because I'm constantly fascinated by that old system, even after all these years. So happy to talk Texas Instruments with you anytime. Have a good evening, and like I say, if you want to watch us play some World of Warcraft, come back in a few minutes. Have a good evening if we don't catch you later.